PSL.
Show me, when are we getting PSL?
You didn't trust us, did you? You thought it's about England and the Premier League.
Wonderful finish from Phil Foden.
No. Let me tell you, PSL is going to be live on Showmax. Whether it's ranking, it's Kai, it's schooling, it's it's going to be happening for everyone, everywhere. Football.
The best fly.
So sign up and stream the PSL live on Showmax. It's only 69 Rand.
Let's get into it, Mr. Tso. Orlando Pirates winning the MTN8 on Saturday against Stellenbosch. I spoke to some of the guys at Stellenbosch on their plane back as well. They were devastated. They felt that an injustice happened. And I think most of South Africa saw what happened, which is a good thing that most of us are on the same page in terms of we recognize what happened. It was not a conspiracy. We're not paranoid by pointing out what happened. I don't think there's not. Only if you're morally bankrupt that you didn't see anything wrong with that. Something wrong happened there. Let's talk about that incident. So, last week I asked you about referees and whether or not you trust them. Of course, now in the MTN8, you said you don't trust the referees. That was after the Chiefs and Sundowns game. And now we're talking about them again. Let's talk about that incident in the game as well.
Mr. Nkewu,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, no, angibulise wena, angibulise lapana, I-producer lapana, and nama-listeners wethu.
Sure.
Yeah, Mr. Nkewu, you know, it's sad, man. It's very sad. Firstly, let me say, well done to Amapagania. They've won the MTN8. Well done. Coming to the referees, Mr. Nkewu, you know, as much as I can say that they are also human beings, they will make mistakes. But, you know, unfortunately, they are in a position where their mistakes, they are open to the world to see. That's the sad part about them. And they don't have a room of mistakes for them. There's no room for mistakes. They can't be even a split second a mistake. They can't be. Unfortunately, that's the life that they chose. And they just have to live with it. And we spoke about this last week, and I said I don't trust them.
Yeah. And that was after the Sundowns and Chiefs game.
Yes.
And we keep on every game, we always, whenever we see something in every game, we always highlight it.
And again, I want our people to hear me and understand me. We're not fighting with any team. We are not talking about any team. We're saying the referees, they're incompetent, our referees. They always do things that really, I would say, they kill our football, Mr. Nkewu. Because if you can remember the face of Coach Steve Parker, you could see, man, that man is hurt.
Absolutely.
Then now you sit down and think, he spends hours and hours preparing for this final. He doesn't sleep on time because he has to make sure that he gets all the points correct, so that training, the boys, they need to understand him very well. What is that he wants for that final game? And then here comes this person, decides who needs to win. I cannot blame the coach.
Do you think that it was a mistake by Abongile Tom? Maybe take us through the moment. What happened? If anyone didn't see it, I'm sure everyone saw it. But what happened? And actually, let me just give the people who are watching us and listening to us as well an idea of when we were watching it in the studio. Because there's always initial confusion. I always think that something is an honest mistake until I see the replay with Naibo. Initially, I said to you guys that no, ningai shy Paris. Lana, what if the referee said play on? I thought the referee said play on.
And then you said he didn't blow the whistle.
Yes, I said he didn't blow the whistle. He said play on.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Uguti he had already blown the whistle. At that point, I said no, but Pirates have scored and Stellenbosch players are just standing there. I said no, guys, just hold on. Let's double check this. I think the referee just said play on. He didn't blow the whistle. That's what I said.
Yes.
And then when we see the replay, no, he blew the whistle. Number one. That means he's affecting the Stellenbosch players' reaction, which now everyone has to stop.
Yes.
In addition to that, the free kick is now taken further from where it was played at. In addition to that, the positioning of Abongile Tom, he can see that. He could see it. He was not unsighted. He can see that the free kick is taken way ahead of where it was originally done, right? And then eventually a goal is scored. And that, you cannot take it away from the fact that influenced the outcome of that game.
Yeah, definitely, Mr. Nkewu, because and again, I think our referee needs to learn few things, man. In that foul, when you look at him, he was talking to a centre back of Stellenbosch. A centre back. That's another key point for me to say he was talking to the centre back that was complaining about the foul. And then when they play the ball, that centre back is not in his position. Then they play the ball, it's a goal. So now the question is, now you talking to a centre back, a player
Is paying
that
attention to you.
initially supposed to defend that ball.
Sure.
So when you allow that ball to be played there without the centre back to be in his natural position, then it's a question.
Yeah, and the referee is playing a direct impact in that goal being scored, unfortunately.
Definitely,
And I think it
definitely.
happened with Arsenal and Man City.
Yeah.
That there was Michael Oliver, I think there was a referee. He was talking to Kyle Walker.
Yeah.
That means he's taking Kyle Walker from his right back position, which
Yeah.
was a landowner.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
you're committing too many fouls.
Yes.
Arsenal plays a quick free kick and it is scored from that position. And Kyle Walker is asking, no, but you called me here.
Yeah.
And that became a big thing in England because, of course, we're not morally bankrupt if we see something wrong.
Yeah.
And those people saw something wrong.
Yes.
And they're like, oh, no, this is wrong.
Yeah.
It's not about we are fighting Arsenal or you're fighting this one and that one. Now, let's go back to Abongile Tom. So he was, of course, controversial in the last final between Pirates and Sundowns.
Sundowns, yes.
Why do you think that they gave him the same team at the same stadium in the same competition? It's the same final as well. Why couldn't they, in their wisdom, say, you know what, last year's final was tainted with 3-4 penalty moments, which at least 1 or 2 he should have given to Sundowns. Why did they give him again this final of the same competition, same stadium, same club as well?
I think when Mr. Nkewu is maybe it's a lack of other quality referees that we can have in our league. I think he's one of the top referees that we've got currently that I think he stands out better than any other referee. And it makes an obvious choice when it comes to Kuma finals to see.
Do you think CAF could give the Senegalese, you remember the Senegalese referee?
Yes,
Who,
yes.
Bafana, they were up in arms, the same fans, they were up in arms, which we were robbed, nan. Even if you were showing them a slow motion, there was a slight touch on the shoulder, in.
Yeah.
Do you think CAF, in their wisdom of leadership, would then take that same Senegalese referee and make him ref in Bafana matches? Because he's never refed in Bafana matches, but he's continuing to ref other matches.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying maybe it's because of the quality of referees that we're having. Because if we have quality referees, I mean, it's going to be easy to choose anyone. So now we are in a point where we've got young referees that are coming in, Mr. Nkewu, and I feel that some of them, you can't put them in that position. We need to put somebody who's got experience just being around and know how to handle.
So would you then,
this stuff.
if tomorrow an MTN8 final was being played, would you give him another one?
No. I would rather...
So now what would change this decision tomorrow? Let's say tomorrow another MTN8 final is playing. What would change your decision? If they're using the same logic, would you, okay, he's one of the best. Tainted final last year.
Yeah.
Again, another taint. Saturday's one was clearly tainted. Yeah. It was him who decided who wins in that game. Now, why would you not give him again based on talent if it's about talent?
That's a difficult question, Mr. Nkewu, because one will be, do we have quality referees? Do we have somebody that maybe is equal to him or is better than him? Mm-hmm. So that if we're saying, Tom, no, you're not going to take the final, then we can give, for example, Victor Hlongwane. You get what I'm saying? But now when you look at our referees, who do we have? Because the other referee that we all love, and he's...
Jelly Chavez.
Yeah, we love him. We love him, Mr. Nkewu, but now he's got also his own things sometimes, especially with the certain team. I'm not going to mention the name, you see. No. So it seems like a double referee too. They've got something in them.
But the reason why I'm asking you this question is because I need you to draw from your own wisdom as a leader. Why would you put them in the same room as a leader? I get it that maybe on skill, on talent, it could be him.
Yes.
But if last year, because last year was
Yeah.
was just recent.
Yeah.
Last year, it was recent. It was not 5 years ago.
Yeah.
If last year was so tainted, you're giving him it's same final, same stadium, same football club. Orlando Pirates was involved in last year's
Yeah.
final.
Yeah.
You're still giving them same competition at the same stadium. Clearly, you were not necessarily that they were looking for it, but you were setting up yourself for failure because then anything that goes wrong there was going to be a link. Uguti last year, Wagunje,
Yes.
and this year it's like this again, and that's why there's a continuous link now with the questions on the referee.
Yeah, definitely, Mr. K, because now you can't make same mistakes when the very same team is playing.
Yep.
You know, and it obviously it's got to raise, questions to say, but Ngwenya, no, you can't do this, man. You did it last season. Last season, we were like, okay, we saw it, we spoke about it. Then to me, it was like, everyone needs to learn. I hope you learn now from last season, which you made mistakes. So they're giving you a second chance to redeem yourself in what happened last season. And now to say, guys, yes, I made a mistake last season. I agree, I was at fault. But now I'm here and I want to show you guys.
If it was TS Galaxy and Stellenbosch, so it would be understandable because there wouldn't be any link. We were just going to say, okay,
definitely.
Abongile Tom, maybe you were swallowed by another final. You were swallowed by the occasion.
Yeah.
Now you are putting, as a leader, you lack the foresight of seeing that anything that goes wrong here, people are going to put 2 and 2 together. Even if I demand because Pirates is winning Pirates. But people are going to put that link, one referee to the benefit of the same club in a different year in the same competition.
Yeah, it goes to the referees committee to say, when you guys sitting, before you appoint a referee for a final like this, did you check the videos, do your analysis proper, so that whatever decision that you take, you can back it up. But in this case, I think they failed. They didn't really see what we're seeing to say, he made wonders last season, same cup. And
Same
then again,
stadium.
same stadium. Again this season, he's doing the very same thing. What are you guys doing when the referees, they make mistakes like this? So you're saying like, no, you made a mistake and then done, finish. You don't even review the last season to say, okay, when was Nedbank Cup final? Who was the referee? How did he perform? Oh, he did well. Okay, no, it's a Nedbank Cup final. Let's put him again because he did well. So did you also look at that, or it's just you guys just decide based on what you want?
Yeah. SAFA was talking about the previous game last weekend, Chiefs and Sundowns.
Yes.
Uguti, there would be no punishment for the referees. And for me, my personal opinion is always that, well, if you keep suspending referees, the problem you are going to have is that there won't be enough experienced referees to referee the game, even though those experienced referees, sometimes they give one team over another.
Yes.
What do you think is going to happen with Abongile Tom? Because I think he's the talk of the town now. And I'm sure when he looks back at that video, he will know what he did wrong.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone is accusing him. I would never dedicate any of my platforms Ukshayo Mundu for no reason. Like, he knows that something went wrong there.
No, I think I'll be honest. I think when he goes back to watch the game, he will say, yes, it was correct for me to allow them to play, but not in that area. That's where I will say he will say to himself, that's a mistake that I did. Yes, to play quick, it can
Everyone
happen.
is allowed to do
Yes,
that.
but I think you are supposed to be near the action where it was. Then you can play it. I think that's the only thing that he will say, oh, guys, I made a mistake. Yes, I allowed them to play, but now I was not supposed to allow them because they were next to the box, next to the poles to score, and that's what they did.
It was an
They played
advantageous
quickly
position.
and they scored. And again, he needs to learn to say, when you talk to a player, one, in that incident was you're talking to a centre back of the team. When you engage with him and then allow the game to play quick, then something's wrong.
You are
with you
actively
again.
disadvantaging the defending team.
Yes. So you don't allow them now to say, okay, you made a foul, I'm talking to you, let me stop the game so that you can regroup and go back to your natural position. So it was, that's another thing that I would say all the referees, they need to look at that because, if obviously in England, they did the very same thing.
Yeah.
So referees, they need to understand to say, you cannot call a player from his natural position
Yeah.
to you, and then allow the game to play without him to be in his natural position.
Yeah, I mean, you are dribbling the player.
Now you might not see
on
him there
behalf of
because
the other
it's
opposition.
like you know that he's the key man there.
Yeah.
So as you're engaging with him and allowing the game to continue, it means you're saying, "Hey guys, I'm giving you a chance now because this man is with me."
Yeah. What do you
Then
think,
the goal
before we
score.
go to the break, so what do you think is going to happen to him? Do you think it's just a talking to, or we may not see him in another final? I think it's an important, I think if I were to influence the decision,
Yeah.
I would say that just avoid him in another cup final, particularly when Pirates is involved, because people are going to continuously make
Yeah.
the link. The more he makes these big game-deciding mistakes, they're going to make the link.
Look, he can have big games, but I think we just need to avoid where Paris is playing the final.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now it's automatically when we're gonna hear that Paris they're gonna play Nedbank Cup final, Tom is there.
Yeah.
We know it's a win for
That's what
Pirates.
people said on Saturday.
Yeah.
5 hours before the game,
Yeah.
when it was announced that he
That
is
he's
the
the
referee,
yeah.
or even 10 hours before the game, I saw, and I was looking at how people are responding,
Yeah.
and everyone was saying, congratulations, Orlando Pirates.
Yeah.
And that's not, as Pirates, you are working hard to win.
Yeah.
You don't want that with your wins.
That's why it was so difficult to even celebrate the win of the team.
Yeah.
Because here's the team won. But now when you look at the dynamics in terms of how did they won the game, you're like, "Ish, I can't celebrate this." Yes, they've planned. They want to win there to say we want to win the final. There's nothing wrong about that. But now there was a strawberry on top of your cake that was not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
You know, somebody put it. Why don't you guys put it the strawberry for yourself and then enjoy your cake? So that's the problem.
You think they will suspend him?
No, I don't think they'll suspend him. They'll just gonna, unless they'll suspend him if he doesn't say he did make a mistake. To say, I engaged with the centre back of Stellenbosch, of which he was not in his natural position. Then I allowed the game to play, and when I allowed the game to play, they start the ball not next to the area where there was a foul. They started it
was
far
advanced.
and next to the goalpost, and it makes things worse because the centre back, the key man of the team, was not in his natural position. So I'm wrong on doing that. If he's gonna say that, then they're not gonna suspend him. But if he's gonna deny any wrongdoing, then they're going to suspend him.